AfriCell for being a super partner to this project. Let me first of all start by acknowledging our partners here present, Country Director of Gold, Sierra Leone, the Country Director of Care International, of course, Save the Children and UNFPA, who have been a partner of the Office of the First Lady for this wonderful, wonderful initiative called the Hands of Our Girls. But I also want to take the opportunity to thank the teachers and principals of all schools in our nation, Sierra Leone, for being not only a partner to this campaign, but also being a support mechanism for the things that we wanted to do in changing the narrative in our beautiful country, Sierra Leone. And I want to take the opportunity again to thank all of you students, wonderful young boys and young men who are planning to be engineers in your own right, doctors, lawyers, teachers, of course, rappers. I have to acknowledge the Ahmadiyya student as a rapper because I was an entertainer before becoming the First Lady of Sierra Leone. So I have to acknowledge entertainment. And that's the reason why in most of the things I do, I use entertainment, because entertainment drives the message home when you're dealing with young people. So I want to say thank you to all our artists who in their own little way are taking the hands of our girls beyond where it is, to every household, through the radios, through TV, through social media. I want to say thank you to all the artists who are involved in this wonderful campaign. Of course, I want to say thank you. I don't know whether I should say thank you to the Office of the First Lady, but they deserve to be thanked. You'll be surprised to know how many staffs we have at the Office of the First Lady and the things that we do. I wonder how we manage them, but we always pull it off. Salone, I want to say thank you. I normally don't say thank you to him in public at all, but I'm going to say thank you to the Chief of Staff, so which makes him officially my boss in the office, even though I can fire him. But I want to say thank you to all the staff of the Office of the First Lady. Now today, we have a different engagement, and this is one that I feel so passionate about, because for 4 years, I have been driving home the Hands of Our Girls campaign, talking about girls, talking about girls, talking about girls, and I know the boys are wondering what is going on, right? Well, I can answer your question today. Today I want us to have a complete engagement, a honest engagement, so that I understand your own position and you understand my own position. The reason why for 4 years I have concentrated on the girls in this country is because they are more vulnerable, and because we're trying to build a society for you, the men. You men deserve to have nothing but the best women on earth. And the way we can give you the best women on earth is to protect them for you. So that when eventually they become your partner, they don't just become a liability to you, but they will be a partner in development in your home and for your children. So I needed time to engage the girls. I needed time to give that empowerment to our young girls. I needed time to tell our young girls how special they are. And for me to be able to get through them so that they see education as the only way for our own country to develop. And I know with boys, you don't get to see a boy get pregnant, is it? But you get a girl pregnant, and when a girl is pregnant, it is very hard to bring them back. We say thanks to His Excellency the President for including the radical inclusion into our campaign, so that even when girls are pregnant, they will be able to go back to school, remain in school, and when they have their babies, they can come and continue their studies. But is that what we really want? We don't want that. But for the girls not to be left out, a radical inclusion has been introduced in Sierra Leone. Now, boys don't left out unless they choose to. Because what you have today is a unique situation where you have the free quality education. So with the free quality education, the sky is your limit. You can do whatever you want to do. And you know, with all public examinations, His Excellency is the one paying your fees for all public examination, even for you to get your result. Now, His Excellency the President pays so that none of your parents will have to go through that stress in looking for scratch pad. This is not lottery. It is not lottery, so you're not expected to scratch a card and say, I'm a winner, because you are all winners in your own right. And when you do your public examination, the least you deserve is to know what your results are, and so that you prepare yourself for university, for you to continue with your studies and be the superstars that we expect you to be. I want to thank all the school prefects and head boys of all your schools. Today here in this hall and outside, we have the Albert Academy. Is Albert Academy here? You see, now this makes us say una boring. You know, when you say you have, if you ask me, if na convent girls them in dinner and I'll say, you say you have the convent here, you hear, oh yeah, we're here. So you have Albert Academy in the house. Now we are talking. Do we have St. Edward's in the house? You see, St. Edward's, they understand convent girls, right? I know. I was there, so, Anyway, Prince of Wales, do we have Prince of Wales in the house? Okay. Do we have grammar school in the house? Do we have one college secondary school? One, if you're outside, you can scream because we know you're supposed to be here. The government Rockell Secondary School. Government model. Sierra Leone Muslim Congress. Sierra Leone Muslim Brotherhood. Methodist Boys School. Ahmadiyya Secondary School. Ahmadiyya Zindabad. The government independence. Mauritania Army Secondary School. Well done. St. Helena Secondary School. Well, we have the same or more pupils outside, so I believe they will be there screaming too. St. Helena Richard Allen High School. Sir Winston Churchill Secondary School. Okay, those are the English guys. Services Secondary School. I believe they're going to go. Come on. Well, on my right, I have the head boy of this wonderful, the Government Technical Secondary School. Government Municipal Secondary School and Sierra Leone Mission Secondary School. I want to say thank you to all of you for being here, and this is the first time we are having such an engagement, so we are officially launching the male side of the Hands Up Our Girls, where we talk about nothing but how boys should treat young ladies and women around them, and how boys should also sense the signs of abuse, not only for girls, but for they themselves as boys. You know, abuse comes in different ways. But before, you know, it would be so unjust for me to just start talking if I don't acknowledge a brother and a friend who has been a wonderful, wonderful host to the office of the First Lady whenever we have to come to the City Hall. Festus Kali is there to make things happen. Let me acknowledge Festus Kali. And of course, I also want to acknowledge the pillar or the powerhouse of the First Lady, First Lady's office, which is the JMB Women's and Associate members who make things happen. We don't have enough staff, but the JMB Women and Associate members also, you know, complement our efforts to make things happen. Now, today our engagement, like I said, is about how do we empower our boys to see equality not as competition, but equal. We do more wonderful things and great things for our nation. Where there is no equality, there is no balance, and where there is no balance, you definitely will not have the development that this country needs. When we launched the Hands of Our Girls 2019, and we went around this country, I believe that I have had the opportunity and the blessing to be in front of most of you to talk about the Hands of Our Girls campaign. The Hands of Our Girls campaign is really to say no. That's the word. When a girl say no, they mean no. There is no need to force a woman for sex if they don't want to have sex with you. There's no need to even start to preempt sex with a girl when they are at school. Because if you are a wonderful friend, boyfriend, even though you are denying here that you don't have girlfriends, which I know you're all lying. You can have girlfriends, doesn't mean that you have to have sex with them. There is a time for sex. And I can tell you, this is right from the mouths of the girls. They tell me the words that you people use to them. Oh, now the first time, nothing will happen. I know say you wanna feel me right now, right? And some of you don't just say, this is the first time, don't worry, nothing will happen. Some of you will say, oh, don't worry, I'll do it slowly, nothing will happen. You know, some of you use this other word, or you will say to the girl, well, if you are not doing it, I'm going to go to the other school where I have another girlfriend and she's available. That's blackmail. Right? Sex is not a commodity. Sex is not by force. Sex, there is a time for sex. And I can assure you, when you grow up to be a man, you will understand that there is a time for sex. You wake up some days, you don't want to see a woman near you. That time will come because you'll be so busy with the world activities. Sex will not be your priority. And when we talk about sex, you only want to have a sex with a woman that you believe this is your partner, somebody that you're spending the rest of your lives with. You don't want to have sex as if it's you're trading. You know, today you there, tomorrow you there, and I just asleep. You're trying to have a scorecard to say how many girls I have had sex with, and then you go tick, tick, tick. Right? That's not what sex is all about. I believe that in this room, if you're not a Christian, you're a Muslim. And if you're a Muslim and a Christian, you know when you should have sex. When Famous talk about a boy asking whether we're here to give out condoms, giving out condoms is not a bad thing. Because it is better for you to use condom and protect yourself from any sexually transmitted disease than having sex in the name of sex, and at the end of the day you end up with HIV and AIDS. Because you don't see HIV and AIDS written on a woman's face, but they do have HIV and AIDS. And you don't see it written on your face, but you might be a carrier of HIV and AIDS. So with condom, you will not pass it to the next person. So that is a legitimate question. But for this day today that we are launching this side of the Hands Off Our Girls, this is not the day we actually encourage you to go and have sex by giving you condoms. We will wait until you are in university. When you're in the university, we will visit you in your university, and then we will introduce condoms to you so that you understand. You can even use condoms with your wife. You can use condom with your wife if you're not ready to have a child, because family planning is very important in life. You just can't wake up in the morning and say, I want to have a baby, and boom, boom, baby turn up. No, you plan, because there is no disadvantage in this world greater than having a child, bringing a child into this world that you are not able to take care of. So using condom, even when you are married with your wife, is not a bad thing, because it doesn't mean that you are protecting yourself from anything, as long as you know you keep to one partner. But having one sexual partner where you are true to each other is the safest way of preventing yourself from HIV and AIDS. Having multiple partners is another way of saying, I am available, Mr. HIV and AIDS. And I believe that's not what you want. So when we talk about Hands Off Our Girls, I'm telling you here, please leave my girls alone. And the reason why I'm saying leave my girls alone, statistics have shown in this country that the biggest perpetrators we have are the Okada riders and the young boys in school. So most of you, you go around and you see the girls say, "Nami sweethearts dandy, Nami sweethearts dandy." Some of you have 6 sweethearts. You don't even know which one is sweet anymore. So focus on your education. And the girl that you call your sweetheart, help them grow alongside you. Help them with their education. Help them with their studies so they don't spoil when they go for public examinations. Focus on your studies and focus on this great quality education that God has blessed you with. Concentrate on that. When you go to university, you will see how easy it is for you to choose the path that you want to be in the future. When you confuse yourself in high school, even when you go to university, you will not know what to do. You want to be the first of everything. You want to be greater than this. You want to be more powerful. Power does not come with fighting. Power comes with knowledge. To be powerful, you have to have the knowledge to carry that power. When somebody is powerful and stupid, the only thing they do is mistakes upon mistakes. But sometimes those mistakes, it's not only one that costs you, but it can cost the whole nation. If you make a mistake on yourself alone, that's not a problem sometimes because it's on yourself, even though that's selfish to say. But if you make a mistake that affects the nation, then we are in trouble. And people like you have to take your patriotism seriously because the future of this nation is in your hands. We are only building a foundation. We are building a foundation for you people to take over, so that when you take over on a stronger foundation, a foundation that will be resilient, a foundation that will build this nation, and one that will stand the test of time. Every day things are changing, technology is changing. Before we even know this one, they bring another one. They keep confusing us. But then we have to catch up. And we have to catch up fast. Digitalization is taking over the world. So you will say, well, I am finishing high school now, going to university. But how versatile are you with technology? We need to also start looking at technology as part of what we do and the things that we want to become in our lives. Because technology is going to rewrite. And I ask a question. I will have partners who would speak up. Girls who will be as comfortable as boys. Girls who are willing to also say, we can do it. And I know every one of you will be so proud to say, my sister is that girl, or my girlfriend is that girl. Or in 15 years later, you will say, I was such a decent man, I refused to touch my girlfriend. I helped her finish her education, and today we are both doctors, or we are both lawyers, and we are happily married. I'm hoping that is your wish. You know, it is nice to have your trousers down your pants. And you know, I know that formula there, saying, you know, hey, my man who saw the mix today, yeah man, you know. But then, I don't know if you know something. Your friend, they said birds of the same feather flocks together. Today you are best of friends. Now when you start allowing the other person to be successful, you are lacking behind. Gradually, you now are not in the same level. And when you are not in the same level, you do not expect that friend to now come down to your level. And that's the reason why you pair yourself with the right friends, the right frame of mind, and determined people who want to grow. If you have a friend who does not aspire to be a great person, say, I have my own agenda. You need a friend, and that is the reason why we are preparing these girls so that they will be your friend. Girls that will stand the test of time. Girls that will understand when their husband is in pain. Girls that will not only come after you because of your money. Girls that will love you for who you are, just as I love Mother Bio for who he is. When me and Mother Bio, when we are together, I am allowed to be at the front, he is allowed to be at the front, because we treat each other as equals. But I still have my boundaries, because I still know he is the president of this country. And I need to give him that respect. Now the reason why, when you see me and Mother Bio, we are always together holding hands, is because our relationship is built on trust. Our relationship is built on determination. And we believe that supporting one another will make each other a better person. Today, it was myself and His Excellency who were supposed to be here. And this morning, he said to me, I don't want to go and take your shine, because this is your baby. And this is the first time you're doing this with them. I don't want it to look like the boys are there because the president is coming. I want to see whether these boys actually trust you as a mother. And you have proved that to him. And I want to say thank you for being here today and for showing the love and support. And I promise you, the next time we will have this engagement, His Excellency will be here, and I'll make sure he'll be dancing just like me. I would really want to hear from you guys, because that is something that I have yearned for. I wanted to know what the boys are thinking. I want to understand what is it that the boys of Sierra Leone will want to see. What are the changes that you would want to see that makes a boy's life in this country better? I will want to hear from you. What I will not answer here this morning, if you ask me about what color is SLPP, I'll tell you I don't know. Because I don't want to talk about politics when I am with you people. I want to talk about what makes our country better. So I'm going to ask my media people to go around, and I will take a few questions from you people. The reason why I refuse to, because I don't want to stage manage anything. If you stage manage it, you do not get the truth from the people. And I believe none of you knew I was going to ask you to say something, right? So please, if you want to ask me a question, I want you to put your hand up. I'm not going to choose. The media people will go around and they will present a mic, and I will listen to your question. If it is one that I'm able to answer, I will answer it. If I am not able to answer, I will write it down, and then I'll write your name and your school's name, and when I have the answer, I will either write to you officially and tell you what my answer would have been. But if I do have the answer here, I will answer you directly. I would have loved to ask the teachers to do the same thing, but I know what they're going to ask me. They'll ask me for PIN code. So I'm going to pass on the teachers and say, please forgive me. And we're doing all our level best to make sure all the teachers, because there is no greater person, no greater human being in this world compared to our teachers. The sacrifices our teachers give to us is endless. And no amount of money can actually pay a teacher, because a teacher builds a nation. If a nation is broken, look at their education system. When a nation is successful, check the education system. And I want to say thank you to all the teachers, and please forgive me just for this once. Let me have a heart-to-heart conversation with my boys. Do we have somebody who wants to ask a question? There's one there, please. And what's the name of your school?
Sure. Good afternoon, fellow colleagues that are present here, teachers, High Excellency, Madam Fatima Jabibio. Thank you very much for this laudable venture of yours. My name is Jacob Kello, representing the Government Secondary Technical School, a co-educational school that is mixed with boys and girls. So now to my question. So are there measures for girls regarding their dress codes? Because you see certain girls, when they say skirt, they wear the skirt, but it is below the knee. Sometimes it is so cut that all of their nakedness can be seen. And these girls as well, they would raise it. Okay, thank you very much. So these girls would raise it and they will come close to boys like us, trying to persuade us, trying to seduce us and to control us to do something. So, Madam First Lady, I want to know if since 2018 to now you've been engaged in these girls, if you've ever talked with them as to how they should dress themselves, how they should present themselves to boys, because not only in schools, I will tell you that even our homes, they do dress those kind of dresses. For me talking to you here, I'm a visually impaired person, but you have girls after wedding they have worn their ugly dresses. In as much as I will not see them, what they will do here, they will take my hand so that I will touch, so that I will feel the vibe. So yes, so if we say hands off our girls and these girls are tempting us, and you know this thing is in nature. For me, I cannot see. But if I touch, obviously I have to be seduced and I have to feel the vibes.
Thank you very much. My goodness. You know, I want to assure you that has been one of my biggest topic to all of these girls, that they should know how to dress in public, because they themselves need to protect themselves. But I would put this as part, because the sanitary pad campaign is still ongoing. I'll make sure this is also now a priority subject, I promise you. But I have been driving it home, but I think I need to put more emphasis on it. Yes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow colleagues. I, Sylvester M. Tucker, I'm the district professor, the International Secondary School Government Model in Fulton, Sierra Leone, West Africa. Excellency, Dr. Mada Fatima Bio. I just want to understand something, because like waiting at the try for talk, I just do things in our native language. Some things are there about where I don't face him, I try for talking.
Yeah, we need to respect him, please, because sometimes it is good to listen and understand these problems from any language that we will understand easily. Thank you.
Okay. Because waiting at the try for talk about, I don't face now. This answer for our girls. I don't go through the discipline of this answer for our girls. So likely I want to understand, because you say answer for our girl, you don't say answer for our boys. But most of them get picking and they chase me. Now they defend me and we host, not to be defended. Even those when they push far away from them, they still defend me. From the school, houses, all kind of locations where supernormal wood is done, they go defend with it. So now this matter, answer for our girl, I agree. I go through the pain, they arrest me. I commit a crime to you and to the girls in Sierra Leone, West Africa. From there, they take me to police, which of course, they not even ask me a question. Would I be the meet a company? Just say, Fatima, go inside. Fatima, go inside, go rest. It's over 3 days a day. I said, officer, but I don't understand. About what Dr. Fatima Bio say, and most of we with the listener and with the watcher on social media. So this law not only the gap, they get the authority, they get the power for say, you really going to pick it up and not to them, or off others so that it don't happen, and anything so far when include to sex is an arrangement. And you know just on gap picking, you put her inside, you set it on without no arrangement. A wrong. Now, something that is long now to discuss, go through the discussment, then before I do that. Then after us, I just want to come over. After us, when that did not happen, why, when you go in front of the law not asks, would I go meet the company? Or would I the person will cause this way, this sex, things happen inside this case here? Why did they ask that? That now, number 2 question I know.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now, as they see this question, they get a lot of round of applause because I believe say most of them don't be a victim of such a situation, right? But let her answer me son honestly. When the girl come to you, you duty na for say no. But you see, well, now the reason why I come here today, for now we get this kind of conversation. You know, a decent man, any man when a decent man, any man when a progressive man, you know they fall into temptation easily. So when girl pick you for able for control yourself, because for any man who able for control himself, that man they able for be a great leader. Man they only fail through injustice. Now if you don't want to be a failure, you for able for control injustice. So my advice to you, next time when that girl they come, it begin that temptation, call the police. And when you see, if not the other way around, listen to this. If not the other way around, now you they force the girl for making have sex with you, the girl get right for call the police. When they say, why not the girl they don't complain? If not the girl they complain, they would listen. If you say begin for complain, would they listen to you? It is as simple as that. So not saying na nature. Yes? For go na toilet na nature. For go piss na nature. For cough na nature. For fat na nature. For have sex na nature. But all of them one day are una able controller. Why would you not control sex? When you want peace, you dey just go to up on a highway where all man they look you peace. You defend way for controller so that you go to a decent place where nobody no go see you, right? When you want to go toilet, not to the same thing. If I tell you now, say go na the front of the city council, now that means you go sit down, you go toilet, you go do one. So, if you're able for control that one day when a nature, I think if you're able for also control this nature, we're very hard for control. I understand, but when you begin for control your sexual urge as a teenager, you will be a great man. Because the only way a woman can get a man and make a man feel not through them trusts. That I can assure you. You can ask any old man, he will tell you that one day. So next time, please, sir, when the woman can and he begin for touch, in fact, now that touch you know for allow. If you know say you know for do am, you know one for do am, say please let us concentrate on our studies and bring book them, say Lord and read. In fact, bring Shakespeare in books them, they can boring sometimes, say Lord and read, they go. Yeah? Thank you. I hope I don't answer your question. Thank you.
Well, I'm James Masu from the Prince of Wales. Good afternoon to all in the house. I just want to ask about position. My question is based on position actually. Yes, it's right to have equality, girls to be treated lightly and not to be violated in society. But if you look, men, boys are somehow victimized one way or the other. So bringing these girls together, what have you done to teach them that these men should be respected, they should be treated equally, if this equality is not a gender-based stuff. So, for example, if I'm having this as a sister and I'm somehow educated, and we both attend school, and for some reason she failed to go to the university, and at the end of the day, this girl is given the equality, the equal rights as me, and if she's given the equal rights as me, she's somehow misuse it, because if somebody is down there, and you can expect that if I'm up here, and we should have the same equal rights, because she's somehow misuse it. So if you look at it, boys, men, somehow victimized through these equality stuff. So have you talked to the girls about not to misuse this equality given to them? Henceforth, that the hands-off girls is given the rights to them to speak out about men, about what violations they are facing for men. But these men also are victimized one way or the other. Nobody heard of that. So what have you put in place, ma'am?
Thank you. Now, when you talk about a boy being successful and a girl did not have the opportunity to be successful, that's not victimization. It's because you are not of the same level with the girl. Now, the reason why we're having this conversation is to be able to empower these girls not to be threatened of a success of a boy. When the girls start to understand that they are also important in society, when the girls started seeing boys as equals, which I believe we're now translating in our public examinations. All around the country, public examinations, girls are the ones with the best result in this country. So I believe if you are strong in your academic desire to succeed, and there is a girl that you like, you can be that inspiration for her and bring her to your level by encouraging her to focus on her studies, encouraging her to focus on her school, making sure they go to school on time and stay in school and acquire the same education as you are. So don't say, well, because I am up here, she is down there, we are not equal. No, maybe she just doesn't have the opportunity for somebody to inspire her to come up here. So you can be that role model and inspire her and make that difference in her life, which I believe in the future, when she's successful, she will always remember you as the person who helped her become who she is. That is what I can say to you. So it is not victimization if you are successful. Nobody will victimize you. But the other way, the other question where you're asking if we're talking to the boys, the girls, about the success of the boys. Yes, that's the reason. That's why we said hands off our girls. The girls need to have the breathing space to actually understand what is ahead of them, what their future holds for them. For 4 years, that is what we have been doing. And I can assure you, there are some girls right now in this country, if they were in this room, you will see the difference. Because girls are not taking what they used to take 10 years ago, they don't take it anymore. The hands of our girls have actually worked on that. And the next time we have this conversation, we will have boys and girls here competing in understanding what nation building is. So thank you. And if you have a girl in your life that has such a problem, be a role model to her and inspire her to achieve. Thank you.
My name is Isachero Nosise from the Kisimi Municipal Secondary School, Ferry Junction. My own question is this. Now to start with, as you were saying earlier, that let girls alone go to boys for money. Is that not so? Now, if I may ask, what are the things which you have put in place for them not to go to boys or elderly people to have sex with them and give them money?
What have I put in place?
Now, for instances, we know some of our sisters at home don't have people that will take care of them in terms of giving them lunch and other stuff. Now, what are the things? Because you are saying earlier that let them don't go to men giving them money to have sex with them. So if that is the case, most often some of our sisters do this just because they don't have people that's responsible of giving them lunch and other stuff. So what are the things which you have put in place to see that they don't engage in short acts?
What you put in place is inspire them to know that man should not give you money for sex. I came from a very poor home. We were not beggars when I was growing up. We strive in our family to be where we are today. So I don't believe in sex for money because of poverty. I believe whoever goes and does sex for money is greed. It is greed. Do you know how many poor people you have in India? And do you know the population of India? Just one street in India is the whole population in Sierra Leone. One street in India is the whole population in Sierra Leone. If you put 2 streets in Nigeria, it's the whole population of Sierra Leone. Now, if we say because I am poor, I have to go have sex for money, I think the question is your question. Would you give a girl lunch and ask her for sex? You will not, right? Well, then that's the thing. Men should not give money and ask for sex in return. That's a crime. When you give money and ask for sex in return and that girl go to police and say you have raped them, that is where we will find a way to lock you up.
Is it the only way to, are they to engage in businesses so that they can, in other ways to?
I have to